Hey everyone, welcome back to the Stormcrow Show. I'm Brady.
And I'm Josh.
And today we are going to be looking at some cards from Hour of Devastation, the newest Magic the Gathering set, which is coming out on July 14th.
Yep, we're not covering every single card, of course. We're just covering cards that have caught our eye and thought were pretty amazing. Specifically, we'll be each covering a mythic, a rare, an uncommon, and a common. With that, Brady, what is the mythic that really caught your eye?
The Scarab God. Oh my goodness. From the first time I saw this card, all I could think of was, what would happen if you paired this with Army of the Damned from Innistrad? And the answer is, each opponent would lose 13 life, and you get to scry 13.
Okay, well, it's definitely Commander staple then.
Yes.
I think this card caught a lot of people's eye. Well, it's a mythic, so.
Yeah, no. I mean, mythics are bound to catch people's eye, but I just looked at it and I was like, I don't usually play Blue-Black Zombie, but now I want to play Blue-Black Zombie.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a Commander staple, I would say. I mean, the last clause, if I recall correctly, that returns it to your hand when it dies.
Yep.
Yeah, so that means, if I'm not mistaken, that'll get around the Commander cost.
Oh, yeah. The tax.
The Commander cost tax if it went back to the command zone. I'd have to look at the ruling on that, but I believe that would be the case. In either case, it's 5 mana for a 5/5. So just a solid draftable pick card if you pick this up in a draft.
For sure. Hey, Josh, what was the mythic that caught your eye?
Well, unlike a lot of people, I have a more affinity for spells, and I love enchantments. So, Overwhelming Splendor really caught my eye. I mean, just like, I love the curse mechanic.
Man.
I'm sorry, it's really dumb. I love the curse mechanic. I really did like it when Innistrad came out. It was kind of the cool thing to me about it. But a one-sided humility is pretty cool. Just in general, the fact is, I have a Mardu deck that plays curses, so I would use cards like, Curse of Misfortunes and cheat this out, so that would be much quicker than a turn,
Oh, no.
Turn 8, turning at the earliest otherwise.
Why, Josh? Why?
Well, I could play the Commander, but then I would be just focusing on one person I didn't like very much, I suppose, right?
Yeah, but in Commander, it might not be me.
True. True. Well, anyways, so, Brady, what's the rare that caught your eye?
Okay, so I know a lot of people have already talked about this card, but I just can't help but say the Ramanap Excavator. He's so cool. He's like, I didn't expect a Crucible of Worlds reprint outside of, like, Masterpiece.
True.
But this is so close to being Crucible of Worlds, and now my dream is to pair him with the Gitrog monster from Shadows over Innistrad. Like, this could actually be a standard deck, and I don't even play standard, but I'm just like, this is, and I mean, yeah, you could definitely go into Modern and play cards like Life from the Loam or something like that, or Legacy and Vintage, and play a land strategy where you're playing like Strip Mine and Ghost Quarter and all those fun cards that make people cry in a corner when you play them. So yeah, that was my rare, and I'm like, honestly, this is probably my most wanted card from the entire set.
True. Okay.
I mean, barring Masterpiece cards, because I love Masterpiece cards, but
it's true.
But
I love the artwork on some of those.
Yeah.
If only the pictures were bigger, but
yeah,
can't have it all, I guess.
So Josh, that's my rare. What's yours?
Well, before I get to that, I do want to comment. I was really surprised when I saw this card, the card, the Ramanap Excavator, because it's a 3-mana card that's the same CMC as Crucible of Worlds.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's not identical in the sense that it's, because that's 3 and 2 other as opposed to 3 generic.
Yes.
But still, it makes sense, but I was just really kind of surprised that they even printed the card like that. So I thought it was kind of cool that they even went there with a semi-functional reprint.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, also considering that, aside from the Masterpiece series, Crucible of Worlds hasn't been printed since, I think, 10th edition.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think it was just 10th edition and 5th Dawn that had the cards, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it has. Well, speaking of functional reprints, the rare I was interested in, or caught my eye, I should say, is Leave to Chance, specifically the first half Leave, which allows you to return any number of target permanents you own to your hand for one generic and a white.
Okay.
At instant speed. But the thing is, Modern has that Cheerios deck, which started to take off more recently because of the printing of SRAM.
Oh, no.
And it uses, of course, now I can't think of the card, the blue instant.
Retract.
Retract, thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
But now you have a functional equivalent, not exactly the same as Retract, but similar to Retract in that Leave would do the same effect. I could see this Cheerios deck really getting a lot of redundancy. I'm kind of surprised they printed it because I think Wizards was a little aware that SRAM would... And the Cheerios deck has been known since the Pure Steel Paladin was printed. And that's a known deck. SRAM, they, I think, knew would have an impact on the deck. So now they've printed another card that will allow for another combo deck, which is kind of funny because Wizards claims that Modern combo decks should not be too powerful, and here they're allowing a deck that has been known to win on turn 2 very quickly, which is redundant. But it's interesting to me. So keep an eye out for this card. I expect this card will be showing up in the Cheerios deck, possibly some other decks I can't think of right now, but Cheerios is the Modern deck I see most likely using this. For the Chance part is also potentially powerful, but Leave alone I think would be enough reason for them to play at least a couple, in addition to Retract.
And it will leave people like me also crying in a corner somewhere.
Well, anybody who doesn't play combo, I guess. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you can't have it all. So, Brady, what is your uncommon that caught your eye?
Well, actually, again, it's another Aftermath card, and it's also probably going to make waves in Modern.
Okay.
Claim to Fame.
Okay.
Specifically the claim half, which is a 1 black sorcery, and you get to return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Hey guys, pop quiz. How many creatures in Modern cost 2 or less? Answer: a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like Tarmogoyf, Death Shadow.
Oh no.
Yes.
The black-green shell just got...
Oh, guys. You know what's even better about this? Hey, you wanted your Snapcaster Mage back?
All right.
I'm just
right, because it returns it to your battlefield, not to your hand. Oh my word!
I know this card is gonna be like, I'm not sure if it will see mainboard play, maybe like only as like a 1 or 2 of, but definitely sideboard. And oh my goodness, it's in like all the right colors because, I mean, the Fame half is okay, but the claim part, I mean, as long as you're playing black, which a lot of the best Modern decks right now do play black.
True.
So yeah, it's gonna be good, and there's just so much value you can get out of this card.
I could definitely see Grixis Death Shadow using it for sure, just because it uses both Death Shadow and also Snapcaster, both of which are legitimately just good cards to have, period, in those colors. So my uncommon.
Yes, please.
So
tell
us. Not quite as flashy, but possibly Modern playable. I'm not sure. Is Riddle Form. It's the enchantment that basically when you cast a non-creature spell, you can have Riddle Form become a 3/3 Sphinx with flying in addition to its other types until end of turn. And it's 2 mana to get an enchantment out, and then you can cast non-creature spells and turn it into a 3/3 flyer. Plus you can pay a blue and 2 other and a blue, to scry 1. I like this because it's kind of a pseudo prowess, and it allows your Riddle Form to kind of dodge a lot of powerful removal. It dodges creature removal until you're ready to attack with it, so you can activate it and keep up like a counter spell to protect it.
Yeah, there you go.
So you kind of have it just kind of sitting there, and then it also has the added utility of just scrying 1. given how aggressive Modern is, it may not be that good, but I could see a Pillow Fort type strategy, blue-white Pillow Fort type strategy, which uses a lot of enchantments.
Oh, yeah.
Liking this deck.
Definitely.
So, I like it. I like if there's a way to make blue creatures cool and powerful that are modern playable, this is the way I would do it, where they're kind of at least some semi-dodging traditional removal, but not super easy to just to get out onto the battlefield and just run with it either.
Sure, and actually, and just one thing that I noticed looking at Riddle Form is a lot of blue decks are very spell-based as opposed to creature-based.
Right.
So, this thing is going to get turned on a lot, potentially, if you design your deck. And then, on top of that, with the ability to scry, you can scry into a spell that will turn this on. I mean, it's so useful.
Yeah, either way I like it. I would also say, if you're going to draft it, of course, make sure you're aware of how many creatures you're drafting, because obviously its effectiveness is based on the number of non-creatures. But nonetheless, I like this card. I'm really impressed with it.
Cool.
So, Brady, as our final card rarity type, what common caught your eye?
So, Marauding Bone Slasher was my choice. He's a 3/3 for 3 that can't block unless you have another zombie. Not super flashy.
Okay.
But I'm looking at this guy for a draft purpose.
Sure.
So if you're dropping something on turns 1 or 2, and then you drop this guy on turn 3, you might have 4 or 5 power on the board, and the ability to swing for 4 or 5 on turn 4, that's pretty decent. And also, I love the art. It's just awesome. So good job to the artist. He's just so good. So good.
What's his name? Or her name?
I can't read today, so Victor Adam Menges? Sorry, my phone is not giving it to me very clearly. So, but yeah, good job to the artist. Appreciate your artwork. Super awesome.
All right, great.
So, Josh, what's your common?
I like a Ketra's Avenger. It's a 3/1 for a white and another, and you can exert it when it attacks, and if you do, you prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to it. I like it. It's just a good draftable common. If you're you don't have to really synergize it with a whole lot of things. You can just put it out there, 3/1. You can swing. It's definitely powerful enough to threaten your life total reasonably. And if you can exert it also if you want to really force your opponent to decide if they want to block or not.
And you can trade up with Marauding Bone Slasher.
That is very true.
That's annoying.
In fact, you can even trade if you prevent damage. It just simply wins that fight outright.
Oh man, super good.
So yeah, it's a decent card. The flexibility is there. It's the type of common creature that I think you kind of just want to have. A nice flexible card that requires some thought to it, but nothing too crazy.
All right.
Well, those are our cards that kind of caught our eye. Okay, there were lots of others that we could have gone into, just all the hours cycles and so on. But let us know in the comments what cards really caught your eye. What, especially like I said, we like Modern and Commander in particular. Also Draft. Let us know what you like. Beyond that, we should mention that I will at least be providing another video this week on some Ixalan theories. I won't go deeply into that, except it's for Ixalan, which is the next set after Hour of Devastation, coming out in the fall, and explain kind of my suspicion about what that set may be like based on cards from this set, as well as some spoilers that unfortunately did happen. Brady, any other comments on your end?
No. Thanks for watching. Like Josh said, leave a comment below. Hit that like button. It helps us out a ton. Leave a comment if you want to see other things besides Magic and Ruby and movie reviews and so, and
anything else that might interest you that we would have time to do. In other case, have a wonderful time. Also, please subscribe so that way you can know when the next video comes out. In either case, my name is Josh.
And I'm Brady.
And this has been the Storm Crow Show.